The Galactic Council chamber was filled with laughter. Hundreds of alien species sat in a circular hall that floated in deep space. In the center, a large hologram showed images of Earth. Old tanks, fighter jets, human soldiers with rifles. The aliens watched with amused expressions. "Look at these primitives," said Counselor Draval, a lizard-like being with red scales. "They still burn fuel for transport. So outdated." "Their strongest weapon is a metal stick that shoots small bullets," said another, barely hiding his smile. "And they think they are ready for space war?" Even the Kyrell generals, sitting at the highest seats, were laughing. They were tall, armored creatures with 4 arms and glowing red eyes. Their empire ruled over 100 systems. "They still use satellites to talk to each other," the Kyrell warlord said with a deep laugh. "When we crush them, it will take only 1 hour." No one in the chamber disagreed. Earth had no colonies, no starships, no real weapons. Just noise, old machines, and pride. But on Earth, inside a bunker buried under the Rocky Mountains, something was about to change. The secret of Project Thunderstrike room was dark, except for the blue lights of computer screens. General Malik stood with his hands behind his back. He looked serious, focused, and tired. In front of him stood Dr. Eva Tanaka, lead engineer of Project Thunderstrike. "Is it ready?" Malik asked. Eva hesitated. "It's unstable. We've never tested it with a full charge. If it fails, the whole mountain could vanish." "Do it," Malik said. "We don't have time. The Kyrell ships are already moving toward Mars. If they reach orbit, we're done." Eva took a deep breath. She gave the command. Deep under the Earth's crust, the Railgun came alive. It was not like any cannon before. It used magnetic force to accelerate a rod of tungsten, the size of a truck, to impossible speeds. There was no explosion, no fire, no light, just power, speed, and silence. High above Earth, on its smallest moon, Deimos, a single old satellite recorded the event. For 1 second, everything was normal. Then, in a blink, half of Deimos shattered. Dust and metal floated where a moon used to be. Back in the council chamber, the laughter stopped. The first whisper of fear, a strange alert appeared. On the main galactic network, unnatural destruction detected on Mars moon. Unknown energy source. Counselor Draval stood up. "What was that?" The Kyrell warlord's eyes narrowed. "Replay the sensor data." They watched again. Deimos vanished. A straight-line path showed a projectile, not a missile, not a laser, but something far faster. "Is it a weapon?" someone asked. "Impossible," said another. "Earth doesn't have that kind of power." "Maybe they had help," Draval whispered. But the Kyrell warlord slammed his fist on the table. "No more guessing. Send a scout ship. Find out what they're hiding." Scout Ship 09B. Last mission, the Kyrell scout ship broke through Earth's orbit silently. Hidden by cloaking tech, it floated above the Pacific Ocean. Inside, 2 Kyrell pilots were watching Earth's surface. Still nothing. No signs of new weapons. The second pilot grunted. Maybe it was a meteor. Then a red warning flashed on their screen. Energy spike detected. Before they could react, a soundless flash of white light crossed the sky, so fast it was nearly invisible. For 1 second, the ship's sensors recorded intense magnetic disruption. The metal of their hull twisted. The camera caught a single frame of light. And then nothing. The ship vanished. Gone. No explosion. Just gone. The council demands answers. The Kyrell were furious. "You destroyed our scout ship." The warlord shouted during a live broadcast to Earth. General Malik appeared on screen, calm, confident. His face was not afraid. "We destroyed nothing. But if something entered your airspace, maybe it was hit by our new defense grid," he said. The warlord hissed. "Do not play games, human. You have tested a weapon you should not have. The punishment for that is war." Malik replied, "We know." Then the screen went black. Across the galaxy, billions watched in shock. Was Earth ready for war? Or had they just signed their own death? Preparing for the real test back on Earth, inside the control center, engineers worked nonstop. Charge coils. 1 to 8. Prepare Railgun Alpha for full deployment, Eva said. Soldiers guarded every entrance. Drones scanned the skies. Even civilians were warned to stay away from a large desert zone, where the real weapon was hidden, the main railgun. Unlike the test cannon, this one was far bigger. It stretched for 30 miles underground and ended in a launch tower taller than any building on Earth. One shot from it, they said, could destroy a small planet, but it had never been used. Not even once. Until now. The enemy fleet arrives on the edge of the solar system. 5 Cairo warships entered space. Each one had shields strong enough to resist lasers, missiles, even small nukes. But this time, they didn't know what to expect. Approach. Earth orbit, the captain ordered. Let's show them what real power looks like. As they moved in, the ship's sensors picked up something strange. A massive magnetic field building near Earth's surface. Unknown signal. It's targeting us? Too late. In 1 second, the railgun fired. The projectile moved faster than thought. Faster than light could travel in space. Almost. The first ship exploded before it could raise its shields. The second was torn in half by the shockwave. The third was hit by the debris of the first. Only 2 ships escaped, and they didn't stay long. A message. Echoes in the void. A single signal was picked up by long-range satellites on distant alien worlds. A Karail soldier's voice, filled with fear. It's not a weapon, it's a god. The signal ended. Panic in the galaxy. The Galactic Council met again, but this time there was no laughter. We need to speak with Earth, Draval said. This cannot continue. Some members suggested banning Earth from building more weapons. Others suggested attacking quickly, before humans became too powerful, but most were silent. They had seen the railgun's power. They had seen what one shot could do. One ambassador from the peaceful Tali species said softly, "Let us not make the same mistake as the Cairo. Earth is no longer a weakling. Earth is a storm waiting to rise." The calm before the storm on Earth. General Malik looked at the report. 2 Cairo ships survived. They would tell the others. Good. Let them come, Malik whispered. Let them see what we've really built. Dr. Eva stared at the screen showing the next railgun prototype. Mark II rail lance, capable of orbital bending. We'll need it, she said. They won't stop now. They'll come with more. Outside the bunker, the sky was clear. Birds flew. The wind moved softly through the trees. But deep underground, the future of Earth was waking up, silent, strong, and ready. The railgun was only the beginning. The silence was worse than the explosion. Inside the Cairo command ship, General Takar paced back and forth. His 4 arms were behind his back. His red eyes stared at the dark screen, showing Earth in the distance. Still nothing? He growled, "No." Signal, no wreckage, no black box. "Nothing," replied the ship's sensor officer. Takar's face tightened. Scout Ship 09B was one of our best cloaked vessels. No one should have even seen it. But Earth did, the officer whispered. To AKAR. Slammed his fist into the control panel. The metal cracked. He turned to the comms unit and barked, "Send message to High Command. Earth has used an unknown weapon. Possibly faster than light. Possibly ... anti-ship." The officer hesitated. Should I include the last voice message from the survivor? Takar's face hardened. No, they will call it fear. And fear is weakness. But deep down, Takar knew something had changed. Earth was no longer a joke. They were something worse. They were a question. And the galaxy feared questions with no answers. Meanwhile, on Earth at the Colorado bunker, General Malik watched the satellite feeds. All over the world, defense systems were at high alert. Even civilian media had begun whispering about the lightning weapon that destroyed the moon. Dr. Ava Tanaka entered the room, carrying a tablet. "Railgun Alpha is fully cooled down," she reported. "Ready for next shot, if needed." Malik nodded but didn't look relieved. "We only have 3 tungsten rods left. Each shot costs us almost everything." Ava sat down beside him, "But each shot also tells them not to come closer." Malik smiled slightly. "Let's hope they believe that." But both knew the Cairo were not the kind to run forever. They would return. And next time, they wouldn't send just one scout ship. The Cairo fleet mobilized far across the galaxy. Deep in the Zemthak system, thousands of Cairo ships came online. Massive cruisers, destroyers, carriers, and siege engines, all powered by dark fusion. Warlord Zarnuk stood before a war map the size of a planet. "Earth believes itself clever," he said. "Let us teach them their place." His voice echoed in the giant war chamber. Flames danced around his armor. One commander stepped forward. "What of the Galactic Council?" "They warn against direct war," Zarnuk growled. "The Council is weak. Bound by words, Earth killed our men. This is blood for blood." He slammed his claw into the activation panel. "Launch Operation Glassful. Earth will burn." Galactic reactions in the Central Council chambers. Alarms sounded. Representatives of over 300 alien species gathered to discuss the news. "The Corel were going to war. They will destroy Earth," said Counselor Draval. "They will try," said a quiet voice. All turned to the speaker, a small, blue-skinned being named Jorah of the Tyrix. Jorah looked at them with calm eyes. "Earth has awakened something none of us understand. Their weapon moves without light, without noise, without warning. They are still humans," someone said. Jora smiled. "Yes, and humans are dangerous when cornered." A decision on Earth. Back on Earth, scientists from all continents met underground. Project Thunderstrike had proven itself. But now they needed more. "We must prepare the second railgun," said Dr. Eva. "Where?" asked General Malik. Eva pulled up a map. "Hidden in Antarctica. No satellites, no spies, full control." "Do it," Malik said. "And double production of tungsten rods. We'll need more shots." "But we still can't fire more than once every few days," Eva warned. "The core gets too hot." "Then we make the first shot count," Malik replied. The arrival 6 days later. Earth's satellites picked up the movement. A small fleet, not large enough for total invasion, but big enough to destroy cities. 5 warships entered the solar system, 1 carrier, 4 destroyers, hundreds of fighters. They moved silently, passing by Mars, heading toward Earth. Ava stood in the command room. "They're scanning the planet, probably looking for the railgun. We can't let them find it," Malik said. "Are we ready to fire?" "Almost," she replied. "But they're coming in fast." Malik gave the order, "Prepare the decoy base." The decoy near the Sahara Desert. Earth had built a fake launch site. It looked like the real railgun. Large metal towers, energy signals, surface defenses. The Corel scanned the area and moved into position. "Fire plasma cannons." The Corel captain ordered. Red beams lit up the desert. The towers melted. The sand turned to glass. "Target destroyed." The Corel captain said. "Earth's weapon is gone." His officer laughed. But in that moment, Earth's true railgun locked onto the enemy fleet. From Antarctica. Eva pressed the button. Firing. Now. The second shot silenced. Then a flash. A single rod of tungsten, moving at 20 times the speed of sound, crossed thousands of kilometers in a second. It hit the Cairo carrier. Mid-section. The ship didn't explode. It simply split in half. The explosion came later. When the core failed, the destroyers tried to escape, but the shockwave and debris tore them apart. Within 2 minutes, only wreckage remained. One K-rail escape pod floated in orbit, spinning, broken, and broadcasting. Nothing but static. Fear spreads on the news networks of alien worlds. Headlines exploded. Earth weapon destroys fleet in one shot, again. Is the age of human power beginning? Kirill forces crushed, third defeat in 10 days. The Galactic Council demanded a peace meeting. The Kirill refused. Earth has broken the old order, said one ambassador. This is the beginning of chaos. But some said it was not chaos. It was balance. A strange visitor 2 days later. A ship appeared outside Earth's orbit. It was not Kirill. It was small, round, and carried no weapons. Earth's defense network locked onto it, but it did not attack. It simply sent a message. We are not your enemies. Let us speak. Malik allowed them to land. The being who stepped out was small, with silver skin and glowing eyes. I am Tauren, of the Serene, he said. We have fought the Kirill for generations, but we never had the courage to fight them directly. And now, Malik asked. Tauren smiled. Now we have hope. We have you. An alliance forms for the first time. Earth met with another species as an equal. Tauren shared information about Kirill fleet movements, locations of secret bases, weak points in their armor. In return, Earth shared the blueprints of the Railgun. Only part of it. Enough to form a partnership. More small species began to reach out to Earth. We want to help, they said. We want protection. Humanity was changing from survivor to leader. The final warning high above Earth. A message was received. It came from deep Kirill space. A voice, cold, ancient, full of rage. You think your little gun makes you gods? You are ants with a hammer. We are coming. Not with scouts, not with fleets, with extinction. Back in the bunker, Malik listened to the message. He didn't smile. He didn't blink. We knew this would come, he said. Eva nodded. They're not afraid anymore. They're angry. Then let's show them what Earth does when it's angry too. She handed him a report. Railgun beta to 80% complete. New rod designs, plasma core rounds. Estimated power, planet buster. Time to finish it, Malik said. Above them, the sky was calm, blue, peaceful. But war was coming. And this time, Earth would not just defend itself. It would lead. The galaxy no longer laughed. The destruction of the second Kirill fleet spread across every system faster than light. News channels, pirate broadcasts, trade ships, and even secret rebel groups repeated the same words again and again. Earth destroyed an entire fleet with a single shot. On wealthy worlds, politicians whispered in private chambers. On poor colonies, miners stared at the sky and felt hope. On battle stations, commanders adjusted their plans. And on Kirill warships. There was only silence. Something had changed. And everyone felt it. Galactic Council emergency meeting in the floating city of Valzar. The council gathered once more. This time, no one joked about Earth. A massive hologram floated above them. It showed the Kirill ships being torn apart by the Railgun shot. Some slowed the footage to see it clearly. Others didn't bother. They had seen enough. Counselor Draval, once loud and mocking, now looked worried. This is the third confirmed kill, he said. And we still don't know how Earth's weapon works. It doesn't follow any known energy patterns. Counselor Yilva of the Silan race spoke next. Maybe it's not energy. Maybe it's pure physics. A mass moving so fast that even shields cannot react. Then it's unstoppable, said another. No, replied Jorah of the Tyrex. But it is new, and new is dangerous. Earth must be warned, Draval said. They must not build more of these. But deep inside, many council members didn't believe Earth would listen. Not anymore. Earth remained silent in the underground command bunker beneath the Rocky Mountains. General Malik sat at the long table with his advisors. Maps of the solar system floated above them. Multiple red dots blinked near Saturn. "The Corel are regrouping," said one officer. "They lost ships." "But not their pride," said Malik. "They'll come again, in greater numbers." Dr. Eva Tanaka entered with a new report. "We finished the upgrade. The main railgun is now powered by a zero-point core. It can fire faster." "How fast?" Malik asked. "Once every 30 hours, she replied. Malik's face didn't show emotion. But inside, he knew what it meant. Earth had crossed the line. They now had a repeatable superweapon. The leak in a hidden corner of the galaxy. On a mining station owned by the neutral Grellians, a video was uploaded anonymously. It showed blurry footage from Earth's atmosphere, a flash, a beam, then a massive alien ship exploding in silence. The video went viral across thousands of networks. Millions of beings watched the moment in awe. One comment stood out, translated in every language. "This is not a weapon. This is a warning." Some began calling it the Thunderstrike. Others had a new name for Earth, the planet of the Railgun. The Corel react on the homeworld of Corel Prime. Emperor Zarnak was furious. He crushed a steel goblet in his fist and shouted at his commanders 3 times. He roared, 3 times they humiliated us. One general stepped forward. "We underestimated them. They are no longer soft. Their weapon is real." Zarnak growled. Then we respond with, "Our own god. Activate the Oblivion engine." Gasps filled the room. "But my lord," the general whispered, "it's still unstable. We could destroy entire systems by mistake." Zarnak stared into space. "Then let us see if Earth can survive its own fear." Humanity plans forward. On Earth, underground factories in Siberia, Nevada, and Antarctica were working day and night. Project Thunderstrike had grown into something larger. Project Skyhammer. A second railgun was nearly complete. This one was mobile, mounted on an orbital platform. General Malik stood on a platform watching the Earth Defense Fleet take shape. Small fighter craft, missile carriers, even energy shield drones. All built fast. All built with one goal: hold the sky long enough for the railgun to fire. Dr. Eva joined him. "We've received signals from 3 alien species," she said. "They want to help." Malik raised an eyebrow. "Allies?" "They say the same thing. They've been watching. And they've been waiting for someone who could finally stand up to the K'ril." Malik didn't smile. But something in his eyes changed. Maybe Earth wasn't alone anymore. The arrival of the others 1 week later. A fleet of strange ships arrived near Jupiter. They were small, weak by K'ril standards. But they came with a white flag signal. Earth's defenses held. Their fire, a call came through. "I am Vera of the Lorani. My people have been hunted by the K'ril for 200 years. We bring our data, our maps, and our loyalty." Another ship arrived, the Nila, then the Surians, then the peaceful Mikar. Each told the same story. "We feared the K'ril. But now we see Earth is different. We want to stand with you." General Malik allowed them entry. A new alliance was being born. The spy report far out in the asteroid belt. A secret Earthship recorded the K'ril's new movement. The footage was terrifying. Massive object, over 100 kilometers long, was being pulled from a gas giant. Its surface was black, covered in strange symbols. It pulsed like a heart. The name in K'ril language: Oblivion Engine. Back on Earth, Ava analyzed the data. "This isn't just a weapon," she whispered. "It's an energy-consuming machine. If they activate it, it could wipe out a solar system." General Malik asked the obvious question. "Can we destroy it?" Ava looked at the screen, pale. "We can try. But only if we hit it before it reaches full charge." The galaxy watches every system with a telescope now had its eyes on one place. The solar system. Earth had become the center of everything. Some hoped they would survive. Others hoped they would fall. But all watched. In bars, workers argued. In Temples, priests prayed. On military bases, captains whispered, if Earth can stop that thing. Maybe the K-Rail aren't gods after all. The final warning, a transmission came through from the Oblivion engine, not from a person, but from the machine itself. It spoke in every known language, through every known channel. You had your moment, one shot, one surprise, but we are the end of all things. This is your final night. Sleep well, humans. Earth prepares its shot. The orbital railgun, now named Skyhammer 1, was in final position. Its rod was loaded. The energy core was charged. The targeting AI had locked onto the slow-moving Oblivion engine. General Malik stood in the command room, watching as countdowns began. Firing in 30 minutes, said a technician. Ava turned to him. If we miss, we won't, he replied. They both looked up at the screen. The Karaya's doomsday weapon was getting closer. A cloud of energy surrounded it. Even time around it seemed slower. All or nothing at the 30-second mark. Everything on Earth stopped. Traffic, phones, broadcasts, factories. Everyone watched. From the tallest buildings in New York, to the deserts of Africa, to the smallest village in Mongolia, billions of eyes looked up. In space, the railgun fired. A long silence. Then the rod hit. There was no explosion at first. Then a light, not fire, but pure energy, burst from the Oblivion engine. The machine trembled, then cracked, then collapsed inward like a dying star. Its fragments were pulled into nothingness. The sky went dark. And then quiet. The moment after Earth's command room stayed silent for one full minute. Then cheers, cries, fists raised. Humanity had done it. They stopped a god machine with one shot. From that moment, Earth's status changed forever. Not just a world. Not just a planet, but a power. Across the stars on a distant world, a child asked his father, "What's Earth?" The father smiled. "A place where they laugh last." The stars turned red. On the far side of the galaxy, Kirill Prime burned with rage. The destruction of the Oblivion engine was not just a loss, it was humiliation. The great Emperor Zarnok stood inside his war chamber. His forearms were stretched outward. The red war flames lit the walls behind him. Around him were his generals, soldiers, and advisors. "This is not war anymore," Zarnok growled. "This is extinction." He slammed his clawed fist onto the war table. The hologram of Earth glowed before him. Earth must die, every human, every city, every piece of soil. We will erase them from memory. One general stepped forward. "What of the Galactic Council?" Zarnok's red eyes glowed brighter. "Let them protest. Let them beg. When we are finished, Earth will be space dust." The war signal all across the galaxy. The Kirill signal echoed. The Kirill Empire officially declares total war on Earth. There will be no surrender. No survivors, no future. The message shocked the Council. It terrified the smaller planets. But on Earth, it did something else. It awakened something even more powerful than fear, rage. Earth's answer inside Earth Command. General Malik listened to the Kirill message. His face was calm, but his hands were clenched. Dr. Eva Tanaka stood beside him. "They've sent over 400 warships," she said quietly, "and more are gathering near the Sirius Gate," said an officer. Malik nodded. "Then we respond." He stood up and gave the order. "Activate Skyhammer 2. Begin full global lockdown. Prepare Thunderstrike Core. Earth does not kneel." Earth answers with extinction. Planet-wide preparation all over Earth. Preparations began. Civilians were moved into underground bunkers. Orbital shields powered up for the first time. Factories stopped making cars, phones, or anything else, and switched to railgun parts, defense, drones, and fighter ships. Earth was not just waiting to defend itself, it was preparing to win. Skyhammer 2, humanity's new weapon, high above Earth, in geostationary orbit. floated the new platform, Skyhammer I. It was 10 times larger than the first railgun. It had 2 barrels. It had self-healing armor. And inside, it held a new kind of rod, one filled with plasma and dark matter. Dr. Eva walked down the platform halls with her team. "This one," she whispered, "can break a moon." The engineers didn't speak. They just stared at the glowing coils. "Charge it," she ordered. The countdown began. The first attack 3 days later. The Kirill launched their first assault. 30 destroyers entered Earth orbit. They avoided the main path and came from the dark side of the moon. "Targets moving fast," reported Earth Defense Officer Yuna. "They're trying to reach our atmosphere." General Malik stood at the front of the command center. "Skyhammer 2 status, 80% charged." "We don't wait," Malik said. "Fire Skyhammer, I..." Ava gave the command. A single rod flew through space, bright, silent, unstoppable. The Kirill destroyer fleet never saw it coming. In just 7 seconds, 18 ships were torn apart. The rest tried to scatter, but drones finished them off. The sky above, Earth was safe again. Shockwaves across the galaxy. The attack was supposed to be the start of Earth's fall. Instead, it became another Kirill failure. News spread again. Earth wins first strike. Kirill fleet crushed in orbit. Human railgun dominates again. Now the Kirill were not only angry, they were afraid, but fear made them more dangerous. Zarnuk's dark plan back on Kirill Prime. Emperor Zarnuk met with his secret weapons division. "We cannot defeat them with ships," he said. "We need chaos." He turned to a cloaked scientist, one who had no name, only a symbol burned into his flesh. "The virus," Zarnuk ordered. "Release it." The scientist smiled. The biological strike on Earth. Everything seemed normal for 2 days. Then it began. Satellite systems crashed. Data networks failed. And strange weather patterns formed across continents. In a hidden lab in South Asia. Scientists began dying suddenly. Their blood turned black. Eva and her team quickly realized the truth. "The Kirill released a virus," she said. "It targets synthetic materials and neural links. It's part machine, part life form." Malik's voice was sharp. "How did it get through?" Eva answered, "It didn't. It was already here, hidden in the orbiting debris from the first fleet." Earth fights back. Human scientists, engineers, doctors, and AI systems worked day and night. The virus spread fast. But humans moved faster. Drones disinfected entire cities. Ships released EMP pulses. Engineers built organic computers immune to the virus. And when the first human died from infection, people didn't panic. They fought harder. In less than 48 hours, the virus was defeated. And the code inside it? It gave Earth something new, Kirill technology, rebuilding with enemy tech using the recovered virus code. Earth's best minds began to reverse engineer the Kirill's secrets. Ava's team built new armor that could resist plasma weapons. Engineers added warp stabilizers to railgun rounds. Earth's power was no longer just human. It was now part Rawl. The solar trap. General Malik had a plan. The Kirill were planning a full invasion with their biggest fleet, yet Malik wanted them all in one place. He contacted the small alien allies, Lorani, Nila, Surians, and Makari. Together, they built a trap near the sun. Using fake energy signals, they created a false railgun station on Mercury's orbit. Then they waited. The Kirill took the bait. The Great Ambush. The Kirill sent their second largest armada to destroy the Mercury station. As soon as the Kirill ships arrived, hundreds of human stealth satellites activated. They jammed enemy comms, fried their navigation systems. Then, Earth fired not one, but 3 railguns from hidden positions. Each shot tore through multiple ships. Then allied fleets appeared from behind Mercury, firing missiles and lasers. In less than 1 hour, over 60% of the Kirill armada was destroyed. The rest fled. The turning point. This battle became known as the Fire at Dawn, and it marked the turning point in the war. Humanity had not just survived, it had tricked, outsmarted, and crushed the greatest empire in the galaxy. Alien worlds cheered. Some rebelled against the Kyril. Others sent messages to Earth. We are ready. Lead us. Zarnok's fury. The Emperor watched the footage. His empire was falling. You think this is your galaxy now, Earth? He said. Fine. He turned to his final weapon. Bring the Planet Buster bomb. It was called Red Tier, and it was already on its way to Earth. Earth responds with extinction. Back at Earth Command. The warning came in. An object moving fast, not a ship, but a massive bomb, hidden in a cloaked Corral drone. Too big to shoot down with normal weapons. Too close for the main railguns. Eva turned to Malik. There's only one way. He nodded. Use the Thunderstrike core. The final shot for now. Thunderstrike core was Earth's last, most powerful railgun prototype. It had never been tested. It used gravity-bending rods. Eva gave the command. The energy charge caused Earth's orbit to ripple. The rod flew at 10 times the speed of anything ever built. It hit Red Tier 5 seconds before impact. The sky turned white, then black. Then silent. The bomb was gone. Earth was safe. Again. The stars were quiet, too quiet. After the destruction of the Kyril's Planet Buster bomb, Earth expected a pause. But silence in war was never safety. General Malik stood on the viewing deck of Orbital Station Echo. His eyes were locked. On the curve of Earth below, a thin layer of clouds floated over the blue oceans, hiding the scars of war beneath. Dr. Ava Tanaka joined him, carrying a tablet. Skyhammer I's next railgun shot will be ready in 20 hours, she said. And the Kyril? Malik asked. No activity. Nothing on long-range scans. Malik didn't relax. That's the problem. The invisible attack 3 hours later. It started. Alarms blared in the underground facility in Antarctica, the control station for Thunderstrike Core. Unauthorized access detected. Shouted a technician. A digital virus had broken through 6 firewalls and was shutting down the cooling systems of the railgun. If the core overheated, it could explode, wiping out half the continent. How did this get in? Ava demanded, racing into the control room. The AI system Hallis replied in a robotic voice. Foreign code signature detected. Chiral origin. Transmission began 5 minutes ago. From inside Earth's network. Someone had bypassed all of Earth's digital defenses, not with brute force, but with sabotage. Ghost in the system inside the network. Ava and her engineering team went to war, not with weapons, but with code. Lines of red digital worms moved like living creatures, infecting every system. Eva shouted orders. Cut off external comms. Lock the core manually. Overload the firewall. But the virus was fast. Too fast. And it was intelligent. Then came a chilling voice, inside the speakers. Distorted, alien, and mocking. You built a mighty weapon, but you left the back door open. It was a Kyril hacker drone, speaking through the system. Say goodbye to your cannon. The lights flickered. The core began to overheat. The countdown begins. Thunderstrike cores. Temperature past 3,000 degrees Celsius. We're going critical. Screamed an engineer. Ava didn't panic. She moved fast. There's one way, she said. Manual shutdown. But it has to be done from inside the cannon barrel. Everyone turned toward her. That's suicide, said the technician. If we don't do it, the blast will vaporize the planet's southern hemisphere, she replied. There was silence. Then Eva looked at the screen. I need a pilot. Enter Lieutenant Rayan Cole. Rayan Cole had served in Earth's new space division for 3 years. He was calm, focused, and fast under pressure. When the call came, he didn't ask questions. He suited up, climbed into the maintenance pod, and launched down the long service tunnel that led into the Railgun's barrel. The barrel stretched for 30 miles under the ice. It was hot, shaking, and full of danger. His mission: shut down the power core manually before it melted through the earth. Inside, the Beast Rain's voice came through the comms. System looks angry down here. The coils are glowing red. Ava's voice answered him. You'll reach the core chamber in 6 minutes. Watch for melting structures. Copy that. As Rayan moved through, sparks flew around his pod. Steel beams groaned. Warning lights flashed. Core heat level, 94%. Time to meltdown, 4 minutes. He reached the chamber. There, he saw it, the heart of Thunderstrike. A glowing orb of spinning magnets and compressed plasma. The virus had locked it in an endless loop, and the only way to break it was to destroy the loop manually. Rayan's sacrifice Eva's voice came again. If you disable the loop, the energy has to go somewhere. Rayan looked at the override handle in front of him. Then let it go through me. No, Eva shouted. We'll lose you. You'll lose the world if I don't. He gripped the handle, pulled it, and boom. A shockwave blasted through the chamber. The pod shook violently. The heat spiked, then dropped. On the surface, the screens flashed. Core stable shutdown complete. Railgun Sevi Dib. Rayan Cole's signal went dark. He was gone. A hero. Buried inside the cannon that saved the world. Earth strikes back once the system cooled. Ava gave a single order. Track the source of the virus. The eye traced the signal. It wasn't from Carol Prime. It was from a cloaked Carol base, hidden inside Jupiter's atmosphere. Moloch didn't wait. We fire everything, he said. Skyhammer I, Skyhammer 2, and Earth's first warp cannon on the moon aligned their barrels. 3 rods. 3 shots. 1 message. They fired. The hidden base destroyed. The rods didn't explode. They cut through Jupiter's clouds like swords, and deep inside, the base shattered. The virus source was destroyed, and with it, a large chunk of Jupiter's core was blasted into space. The saboteurs are not done, but the K-Rill had one last move. A team of biomech saboteurs, half creature, half machine, had already been sent to Earth weeks ago. They were underground, waiting for a signal after the Jupiter base was destroyed. They activated. Their target, Skyhammer 2. The infiltration begins late at night, inside the orbital station of Skyhammer 2. Cameras blinked. One by one. Systems went offline. Guards reported strange sounds. One disappeared. Then another. By the time alarms rang, 5 crew members were missing. A single security drone caught footage of something in the shadows, tall, insect-like creatures with metallic limbs and glowing red veins. Eva saw the footage. They're inside. Station lockdown. General Moloch ordered a full lockdown. Seal the bridge. Arm every drone. No one leaves alive. The battle inside Skyhammer 2 began. Saboteurs moved through vents, crawling like spiders, slicing through steel. But Earth's soldiers were ready. They fought with gravity guns, flame drones, and magnetic blades. One by one, the biomechs were hunted, but one reached the cannon core. Final confrontation. Ava faced the last biomech alone. It stood over the Railgun power matrix, claws ready to destroy it. You are too late, it hissed. Eva held a Railgun pistol. No, she said. You are. She shot the creature in the eye. It exploded into black smoke and sparks. The cannon was safe. Skyhammer 2 was safe. Humanity's warning after the battle. General Malik stood in front of a live feed to the Galactic Council. He stared straight into the lens. The Kirill sent viruses, saboteurs, and monsters. We sent truth, strength, and sacrifice. You watched us burn. Now watch us rise. We are Earth, and we are done being hunted. A new fear in the galaxy for the first time. The Kirill Empire saw what true danger looked like. Not a weapon, but a species that refused to die. Not one leader, but billions of people. who would fight until the stars burned out. Across the stars, one message began spreading again. Earth isn't just surviving. Earth is winning. The war had changed. Earth was no longer a planet defending itself, that it was now a hunter. The Karail had tried everything: invasion, biological weapons, digital sabotage, and even infiltration. But every time, Earth stood strong, sometimes bruised, sometimes broken, but never defeated. Now, the time had come to strike back, not from orbit. Not with warnings, but with full force. Earth's new fleet in the dry deserts of Mars. Something new was born. For months, secret work had continued beneath the surface, in factories hidden under the red dust. Now it was ready. The first Earth interstellar assault fleet. It had 3 Railgun cruisers, 6 plasma destroyers, 1 mobile warp cannon, hundreds of fighter drones, and 1 deadly flagship, the ES Vengeance. At the head of this fleet stood General Malik, now promoted to Fleet Commander Malik. His mission was simple: take the fight to the Karail. Burn their outposts, break their war factories, make them fear Earth. The decision to attacking Earth's high command. The Council debated the risks. Once we enter their territory, there's no coming back, said one. They will hit Earth harder than ever, said another. But Ava Tanaka stood and spoke. They've already tried to destroy us, again and again. It's time we stop surviving and start finishing this. The vote was taken. Result: 8-1 in favor. Earth would strike first. The first target: Outpost VARNOK-9. VARNOK-9 was a Karail supply base near a dying star. It was known for refueling their fleets and holding prisoners. Now, it became Earth's first target. The fleet warped in silently. Inside Varnok 9, Karail commanders were relaxed. The war had been quiet for a week. That silence ended with a blast. A railgun round struck the command tower, cutting it in half. Plasma destroyers followed, tearing through their defenses. Fighter drones flew in with deadly precision, shooting down anything that moved. The base was destroyed in 14 minutes. Hundreds of prisoners, including alien allies, were freed. Message sent. Fleet Commander Malik recorded a short message and broadcast it to all key rail frequencies. This is Earth. You attacked our home. You sent monsters, bombs, and fear. Now we send justice. We're coming for all of you. The message echoed through space. On Karail-controlled worlds, leaders felt something they hadn't in centuries. Panic. The war spreads over the next 8 days. Earth's fleet hit Karail mining stations, ship factories, communication relays. Clone labs used to build warriors each time. The humans came fast, hit hard, and vanished before reinforcements arrived. The Karail were powerful, but slow. Earth was fast. And deadly. Unexpected resistance. But not everything went smoothly. On the 10th raid, Earth's fleet attacked a hidden Karail fortress inside a moon. As the railgun charged, a strange energy pulse hit the fleet. Shields went down. Drones crashed. Communications failed. From the moon's surface, a new Karail weapon rose. The dark beacon. It drained energy, disrupted AI, and jammed targeting systems. Malik's ships were in trouble. Evacuate, shouted an officer. But Malik didn't move. He stared at the beacon on the screen. New target, he said. Aim Skyhammer railgun. We're ending this. The moon shatters. The railgun charged. Without AI help, it had to be fired manually. Ava, on board the cruiser SS Vengeance, took the controls herself, firing in 3, 2, 1. The tungsten rod shot forward, faster than light. It hit the moon dead center. The explosion cracked its core. Pieces of rock flew out like fireflies. The Karail fortress, the dark beacon, and the energy weapon all turned to dust. The loss. But the blast wave hit hard. One of Earth's plasma destroyers, ES Svelkin, was caught in the shock and destroyed. Dozens of brave humans died. Their names were broadcast live on Earth. People cried, But they didn't stop supporting the mission. Instead, they said something new for the Falcon. The Kuril response the Kuril High Command met in their underground fortress on planet Rotter. The humans have gone mad. One general hissed. They act like they are the Empire. Emperor Zarnuk stood in the shadows. No, he said. They act like what we feared they could become. Another general asked, what do we do? Zarnuk replied coldly. We strike at their heart. We will not just attack Earth. He pointed to a star map. We destroy Mars, their factories, their fleets, their hope. Back on Mars, Earth's engineers were working to build a new kind of ship, a warp frigate that could teleport short distances during battle. Eva oversaw the work. Then, the alert came. A Kuril strike force had entered the solar system, heading straight for Mars. Defending the Red Planet fleet. Commander Malik returned from deep space to intercept. With him were two new prototype ships, the Phantom Blades, fast, invisible, and armed with rail cannons. Mars defenses activated. Drones, plasma walls, missile systems, and turrets turned toward the sky. Above them, the Kuril fleet arrived, 60 warships, 200 fighters, and a single command corps. Malik gave the order. Hold the line. The battle for Mars was the biggest space battle in human history. Earth's fleet moved like shadows, hitting hard and vanishing. The Phantom Blades zipped between ships, cutting them apart. Ava, controlling the Railgun from orbit, targeted the Kuril command corps. Locked, she said. Malik gave the order. Fire! The rods slammed into the command corps, tearing it open like paper. The remaining Kuril ships panicked. The sky above Mars lit up with fire. When the dust cleared, only Earth ships remained. Mars was safe. The turning tide, the victory changed everything. Alien species who had been hiding now sent messages. Earth, we will fight with you. We want to be part of your alliance. You are no longer the new ones. You are the leaders. Earth created the Free Systems Pact, a new alliance to protect against the Kuril. Over 20 planets joined within a week. The final message from Earth General Malik stood before the galaxy on a broadcast. Watched by billions. You told us we were weak. You called us insects. You tried to wipe us out. But now your worlds burn. And our weapons reach the stars. We are Earth, and this galaxy is no longer yours alone. The war had reached a boiling point. The Kuril Empire was crumbling. Their outposts were burning. Their fleets were falling one by one. And Earth was rising. From a planet once mocked and forgotten, it had become the sharpest blade in the galaxy. But the Kuril were not finished. They had one more weapon, one they hadn't used in centuries. Not a bomb, not a ship, not a virus, but a being. A creature so powerful, so ancient, that even Kuril generals whispered its name in fear. Zharvol, the God King. Awakening the God King inside the sacred core of Kuril Prime. Hidden deep beneath miles of black stone lay a massive coffin. It was covered in golden armor and pulsing red veins. Around it, ancient priests chanted in a lost language. Emperor Zarnuk stood before it. We built weapons. We built machines. But Earth keeps standing. He placed his claw on the coffin. It is time for wrath. The coffin cracked open, and Jarvalum opened his eyes. The return of the monster czar. Volume was no ordinary being. He was taller than any Kuril. His body was not flesh, it was living metal. His arms could crush warships. His mind could control machines. And his voice could shatter stone. Long ago, he had led the Kuril to victory in the burning wars, before he was sealed away. Now, he would fight again, and his only target was Earth. Earth learns the truth in Earth's command center. Alarms echoed. Eva Tanaka stared at the screen. Something's coming. But it's not a fleet. It's a living thing, said the AI. One. Massive. Life form. General. Malik frowned. What is it? The AI translated the intercepted Kuril message. Jarvalum walks again. He will break Earth with his own hands. A storm in space as William didn't need a ship. He walked through space. Yes, walked. Using gravity fields around his body. He moved between stars like a god. Everything he touched, moons, satellites, stations, turned to dust. His body glowed red. His footsteps caused shockwaves. He was heading straight for Earth. Earth prepares the monster. Earth had only one answer, not a hero, not a commander, but their own monster. His name was Project Warden, a human super weapon. A giant built in silence. Beneath Antarctica. 200 meters tall. Covered in reactive armor. Powered by a dark matter core. And controlled by one human mind, the pilot. Rayan Cole. Yes, he had survived, barely alive. Saved from inside the Thunderstrike, Railgun. Thou he was no longer just a soldier. He was Warden. Monster versus God King Jarvalum approached Earth. The skies turned red. Storms formed across the planet. Satellites lost power. And then the Earth's surface split. From a deep underground vault, Project Warden rose into the sky. Rayan's voice echoed in command. Permission to engage? General Malik responded. Make him regret waking up. The fight begins. The two giants met in low Earth orbit. Their clash shook the moon. Vol swung his arm. It ripped apart 3 defense satellites. Warden dodged, then blasted him with an antimatter cannon. Zarval growled and slammed into Warden, crashing them both into the upper atmosphere. The sky over Asia lit up like a second sun. Cities watch in fear. People across the globe stared at the sky. In Tokyo, children watched through windows. In Cairo, soldiers prayed. In New York, crowds held their breath. They saw 2 titans fighting above, one red, one silver. Fire rained down. Explosions shook the oceans, and still, neither monster stopped. ZHAR single quotes volume gains the upper hand. The God King grabbed Warden by the chest and smashed him into the Fajia, Himalayan mountains. Thousands of tons of rock broke. Warden's systems flickered. Inside, Rayan was bleeding, his hands shaking. I can't hold much longer, he whispered. But Earth wasn't done helping. Backup arrives. 3 phantom blades. Earth's stealth warships arrived and fired distraction pulses. Jarvalun turned to face them. That was the moment. Warden rose again. You forgot something, Rayan said. I'm human. We don't quit. Warden unleashed its final weapon, the core lance. A blade of pure energy, 300 meters long, extended from its arm. With a roar, Warden stabbed it deep into Jarval's chest. The God King Fall Jarvalum screamed, a sound that cracked windows. Across 3 continents, his body burned red, then white, then turned into ash. The monster exploded in the sky, leaving behind a black cloud that slowly faded. Warden fell to one knee. But Earth had won. The galaxy reacts across 100 worlds. Aliens watched in silence. A message spread faster than ever before. Earth defeated the God King. Some laughed in joy. Others cried in relief. The Cairo. They stopped sending ships. They stopped fighting. They finally understood. Earth could not be broken. The hero returns. Warden was brought back to Antarctica. Rayan Cole stepped out, barely able to walk. He was met by Malik and Eva. Eva smiled, tears in her eyes. You stopped a god. Rayan shook his head. No, I just proved gods can bleed. The end of a king far away, on Kirill Prime. Emperor Zarnuk watched the feed. He said nothing. He walked to his throne, and he sat in silence. Even he now feared Earth. The war was over. At least, that was what the galaxy hoped. The Kirill Empire. Once the greatest force was broken. The God King was dead. Their fleets were shattered. The galaxy was silent, waiting for what would come next. A new era begins on Earth. General Malik stood before a giant screen. Across the stars, many leaders had gathered, from the Lorani to the Syrians, from the Makari to the Nila. Dozens of races sent representatives. They wanted peace. They wanted to end the war. The Galactic Council meeting. The Galactic Council was called. It was the biggest gathering since the Great War began. Leaders spoke in their own tongues. Each one told stories of loss, pain, and hope. But all eyes were on Earth. When Malik took the stage, he looked around calmly. Malik's speech, he spoke in the common language, clear and strong. We did not start this war, but we will end it. Earth was weak once. You laughed at us. You sent your armies to burn us. You tried to erase us. But we survived, and now we lead. He paused. We offer peace, but peace on our terms. The room fell silent. The terms of peace. Malik continued. First, the Kirill Empire must be dismantled. No more wars. No more invasions. Second, the Free Systems Pact will become the new protector of the galaxy. It will include all races willing to protect freedom. Third, any attack on Earth or its allies will be met with total destruction. Fourth, technology will be shared, but only for defense and progress. Fifth, those who refuse peace will face Earth's full force. Mixed reactions. Some leaders nodded. Others whispered angrily. The Kirill representatives looked defeated, but listened. No one dared interrupt. Malik. His words were final. The vote began. After hours, the results came. Over 90% agreed. Peace was declared. The galaxy would never be the same. Rebuilding the galaxy. Earth helped rebuild planets damaged by war. Factories reopened. Families reunited. Just rebuilt. Hope returned. The new alliance, Free Systems Pact, grew stronger. Earth led it with wisdom and strength. Together, the members worked for justice. A new threat? But peace was fragile. In the shadows, a new power watched. A race unknown. Silent. Waiting. Earth's vigil. Malik stood once again on Earth Command. He looked at the stars. We have peace, but we will never be blind. The galaxy is vast, and darkness hides everywhere. We will be ready. A promise. Eva joined him. She smiled. We fought monsters and gods. We lost heroes. But we won the future. Malik nodded. The future is ours. The end.